All right, we're talking about geography, and I'm going to give some examples of some teaching material, but some games that incorporate geography that you can start doing with your child. So this one is a deck of cards called United States. Discover something new about where you live. So this deck of cards, let's see, it doesn't say how many there are, but there's tons of cards in here. And I found it at a secondhand store. So here this says the Philippine Sea, the Pacific Ocean, and then it has facts about it, about Guam, about the northern Mariana Islands. Boy, I don't know all that. I should. American Samoa, Midway Islands. This is Hawaii and South Pacific Ocean. Then it has the states. So it has the different states and it shows the shape. And this tells Wyoming all about it. The abbreviation, so when you teach the state, you teach the word, but you also should teach the abbreviation for it. Some facts, what is the state bird, the state flower, the state motto. So don't just teach the names of the states and call it a done deal. Teach a state and teach everything you can about it so that they remember. It's cool. Who knew that the flower for Wyoming is called an Indian paintbrush? Then you can go online and find out what it looks like. It sounds like it's gorgeous. I would like to see it. Okay, and so all the different states are here. It has a picture of the 50 states. And then kind of a, what it looks like. There's more desert and there's more green areas. This is tips for working with children. So these cards, when you get them, they have a lot of ideas. So that's that. Cards about states. This is a puzzle. It has 60 pieces. You can start teaching your child how to put a puzzle together. And build the border first and then work inward, whatever, and try to put the state that you live in together. But that's the States of America little puzzle I got at the dollar store. This is a great game. The game Sequence is just a really fun game, but this is Sequence, States and Capitals. So it's another way to, because it's color-coded, it's just the state, it doesn't have a lot of information, so you could actually just take the cards out of the game and use the cards. So if your child's not old enough to play the game, you just use the cards to teach the states. Then, when they're old enough to play Sequence, you'll still have the cards. So having the game means you can use the pieces separate from the actual game if you need to. And this is Great States Junior. So it's for 2 to 4 players. And let's see what age it says. It says ages 4 to 7. Okay, learn about the country while matching shapes, colors, objects, and letters. It's got a lot to learn in one game. I'm trying to see what company makes this, but I don't have any idea. It's made in China, so it doesn't give like a company name. Company name. But it's a board game. Open it up. It's got all the states, and you go around. You start and you finish here, and you go around. And what's cool is in Texas it shows the rockets. It doesn't actually put them over here in the Houston area, but it shows the rocket. So it kind of shows what they're a little bit famous for. Okay, and the back of it is kind of cool. It has a Texas map. So you could use this when you're teaching how to make the map of the United States. Not just for the game, but for other lessons. Okay. So it has a little spinner. It's got cards. Find 3 states that start with the letter O. Okay? And then other cards about shape. Which state is this? And it has a little cheat thing. It says Tennessee there. So there's the name of the states. These cards are find the name. These are find the shape. And this is find the picture. So where is the Sears Tower, the USA's largest building? So you could do that. Okay, so that's kind of a fun game that teaches a lot. And you can do whatever the child is ready for, whatever is age appropriate. And then this is a large floor puzzle. It's 51 jumbo pieces. And it's by Melissa and Doug. So it's really large, but it's not piece by piece each, individual state. So, but it's still a great puzzle. It's really fun when you see how big it is and they put it together on the floor. So this says for ages 6 and up. But if your child has learned their continents, and they've started learning their states, it's only got 51 pieces and you can work with them. So it could be a family thing. This is just a folder. This is the game of the states. You can sell the most from coast to coast. And so it says that it's for children 8 and up for 2 to 4 players. And I don't know who makes it. Anyway, an American classic. And what's cool is around the box, it has different flags of different states. So you could use that and teach the different flags of the different states. So let's see, here's the board, and you could just use the board to teach the names of the states. It's a really interesting looking. You could talk. It shows the food that's grown there, what animals are produced there for food, and then in here it shows all these different pictures of things that are on there. Excuse me. There's a spinner. There's money. It's kind of like Monopoly. Little cards. It says Alaska, the last frontier state, and it gives population. The capital's Juneau. When it was settled and when it entered the Union of the United States. So there's one for every state, and there's little pieces. So you could use the little pieces for, these for counters or whatever, for other things. But it's kind of cool to learn, what plants are grown in each state, what animals are exported from each state, or, New York isn't going to have all the cattle in the world, because it's small and it's more of a, city. It does have some nice land, but those are helpful. Again, cards that teach the animals of the world, animals of particular country, and such. And then with the games, if you didn't watch the video on the Earth and its layers, this is the puzzle that teaches the core and the different layers of the Earth. So that's really good. It's a puzzle I got at the dollar store. So, and then you can get big things like this that are even bigger that teach the states. And this is like a felt board type of thing. And you could take and lay it on the ground, because I don't have the pieces that went with it. I got it secondhand, but I couldn't pass it up. You can lay it on the ground, and from that game with the state cards, lay them out on each state. So take things that you find. You can use game pieces and different stuff to teach. It doesn't have to be an expensive piece of teaching material. Just find things and teach the principle that you want to teach your kid. You can print things out online. You can make your own flag cards. You can do all kinds of stuff. But I encourage you in teaching geography about the world that they live in, and just using these materials. And hopefully that's helpful for you. Knowing some games to choose from. And this is just a small group of what's been produced out there to teach your child and to make it fun. Get the whole family involved. And also make it fun for yourself that you're learning new things. I hope that was helpful. Please subscribe.